And because we were in a safe environment, most of the founders started, sharing about how they feel. And all of a sudden, burnout was like, the big topic.
Yeah.
And I think, especially founders and also CEOs who, by design, don't have that much or that many people to talk to. You can't talk to your employees. You can't necessarily talk to your partner at home. You can't talk to your friends who are not CEOs and not founders themselves. You can actually only just talk to peers. And quite often when we meet peers, it is at startup events or conferences where you're mostly in the pitching mode. It's not the place where you kind of like open up and share about your personal experiences. But it seems to me that this is a problem which is much more prevalent amongst founders than we actually think. What is your experience? Do you have this kind of conversations now that you're so open to share your story?
I don't. And it's kind of hard for me to find founders who sort of are in the same stage as me. Okay. In the sense of like having, I don't know, maybe the same amount of experience or the same profile or having kids and trying to run a business and so it's a bit hard to really feel understood, and I sort of have made my peace that it's a quite lonely journey. And that's in a way how it is. I sort of believe that when I become the vision that I have for myself, I will attract also those people that believe what I believe, and that will be sort of my circle. And so that's a bit of a challenge as well, that it's not often that I find people that I can openly share with.
Okay.
And so I have joined coaching programs. I mean, I spent over 20,000 euros in coaching programs that I have joined over the years. And even in those levels, I mean, maybe it's because, I don't know, maybe I'm not paying enough. I don't know what it is. That it's still hard to find that connection with somebody that really you feel like you're next to each other and you're trying to build the same thing.
Yeah.
I've struggled for 10 years. And I've talked to a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of founders. The people that I see more or less that could understand what I'm doing, they're just busy like me. And many times also what happens is that I am in a place where it's not where I'm from. And the people that sort of reach a place where I am tend to be locals, and they have their own groups.
Yeah.
They have their families here or they have their groups.
Yeah.
And so for me to find other people who are not from here, they tend to have a job and not many venture into starting their own thing, which is also why I mean, I can count with one hand like the friends that are sort of in that situation. And so it just gets really, really hard, especially, I mean, I already, especially if you still, for example, if you still attach your self-worth to the situation of your business, that's really challenging. And if you still attach, so the self-worth in terms of the performance of the business. So if the business is not performing, then you're a loser kind of thing. And it's like detaching that
yeah, you feel a sort of shame, actually.
You feel ashamed because it's like, I don't know, I'm not cut out for this, or I don't know what to do. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. And once you detach your self-worth from the business, and also you detach your self-worth from the service of the business, because that's the other thing, that we envision the business doing something cool. And if it's not that, then I am less cool kind of thing. And so there's a lot of that work to do. And I think that's those breakthroughs are the ones that help you sort of leapfrog and sort of stabilize yourself. The other thing that has helped me is creating boundaries, meaning, so I mentioned that one of the reasons why I started my business is because I want to make a bigger impact, earn more while working less. And so as I start this new scale year, like I have a vision that I would like to be able to take Fridays off just because I want to. Not that I will, but I want to have the option. And this is a quite recent breakthrough. And I start seeing that I'm hustling to build up the new business as I get started again. And then eventually I will be able to take Fridays off. And I sort of just click and realize that the same way some people say, I will start saving when I'm rich, without realizing that no, when you start saving, when you start budgeting, when you start investing, you will be rich. I realized that it's not that I will be able to take Fridays off when everything is running. No, I need to design that in the foundation of the business so that I can have that. And as I start doing that, I immediately start asking very different questions on how can I improve things and how can I make things run? Because now it's like, okay, how do I make this business run when I only have 20 hours a week? Yeah. How can I make this business run in 20 hours a week? And I completely redesign things, and it's really magic what happens when you do that. But a big thing has been able to say no and really stop starting new fires. I have one in front of me. That's my focus. I don't need to all these other fires, I can ignore them. Yeah. And because I ignore them, I see that nothing happens, and I see that, okay, I just continue in this one thing. And that is hard.
I don't know how many times we need to kind of repeat this kind of mantra
daily.
That you need a focus, and somehow we always end up
daily.
Making the same mistake again and again, that we're trying to serve the different needs of our customers, and they keep on coming with new needs, and then our business model becomes more and more complex. Tell me, what's your secret? How did you force yourself, pretty much, or how did you discipline yourself to have this kind of focus and say no? What was the turning point here? Because we all know that we need to do it, but somehow we never really do it. We keep on getting ourselves distracted. Yeah.
And if you're just as passionate about innovation as we are, hit subscribe for the Recursive podcast on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform. We're everywhere.